Now, I realize I'm in the minority for my thinking of this, but I'm perfectly happy with where the WWE roster is right now. But WWE management doesn't seem to be that way, as they're looking to bring in a lot of ex-talent, and I think the internet community is hoping for that too. So I thought, why not put my head in the ring and think about who would I want them to bring back? This is WWE What If's top 5 wrestlers WWE should re-sign. The rules for this top 5 are quite simple. The only requirement is that a wrestler has to have previously worked for the WWE. These aren't going to be any fantasy signs from the independent scene. I may do that in a future video. Other than that, the golden rule is these are all my opinions, and I'm probably not going to put the people you want me to, and you probably already know who number 1 is. You smart people, you. Now, before we get into the list proper, I did want to give a few honorable mentions. These are guys that I didn't feel confident putting on the list since I think they're going to be making their way back to WWE in pretty short order. Those being Cody Rhodes, Wade Barrett, and Damian Sandow. I'm sorry if I screwed up your predictions for this list, but I think they'll be back, and I think they'll be back pretty quick. Number 5, AJ Lee. Now, I know, I just gave away who's probably else on this list, but let's pretend you don't know who that is. AJ Lee was one of the bright spots in the women's division for a long time in the late 2010s, and I think right now would be a perfect spot to bring her back in. She was gone before the women's revolution, evolution, dance, evolution, whatever it is, came about, so I think she'd work wonders with the Four Horsewomen, and tell me you don't want to see AJ Lee versus Sasha Banks. Oh, the just thought of how they could almost kill each other makes me happy. And I'm uncomfortable that it makes me happy. Number 4, Loki. Now, Loki's tenure in the WWE was kind of bad. He was on the second season of what was then the reality show version of NXT, and he was used not a whole lot of anything. Way underutilized. He went back to Ring of Honor as well as TNA, where he's used somewhat better, but I think now that the Ring of Honor alumni have kind of filled up the WWE ranks with the likes of Kevin Owens, Seth Rollins, Samoa Joe, AJ Styles, it's a perfect spot to bring a guy like Loki back in with stiff strikes, give us something different as well as something brutal that could be really exciting to see. Also, in a dream booking scenario would be him versus Finn Balor in just a stomp off. Number 3, Evan Bourne. Now, admittedly, number 3 and 4 swapped places a couple times, but given that the Cruiserweight's about to be coming back, Evan Bourne is a perfect fit for that style. Now, he's doing great stuff in Japan, so I really don't want to take him out of there, but I really would love to see Evan Bourne versus Adrian Neville just come in and do some flippy shit. I think that'd be really good. Evan's tenure in WWE was okay. He won a couple tag titles, but he was also in a lot of trouble for drugs, so let's hope he's cleaned that up. But in my scenario, he's come back clean and everything's happy, and him and Adrian Neville just fight over the Cruiserweight belt forever. Number 2, Kurt Angle. Now, I know this one's been rumored for a while and it's been kind of put off because WWE don't want him to, die on their watch, but I wouldn't be bringing Kurt back as a full-time wrestler. He'd be a special attraction wrestler, but his main purpose would be to be a manager of a certain tag team made up of 2 amateur wrestling studs, American Alpha. Now, I know the comparisons to Team Angle are immediate and obvious, but I don't care. I think both Jason Jordan and Chad Gable could learn a lot from Angle, and this could be a team you could run with for a long time. And if you need Kurt to wrestle, he can. And if you need to break them up, you can do a lot of good story building with either Chad or Jordan going off, or the team collectively turning on Angle. It's a lot of good stuff you could do, and it's a perfect learning tree to stick Gable and Jordan under, and Kurt could get a lot of good miles left, and maybe his final WrestleMania moment too. And number 1, let's pretend you didn't see it coming, CM Punk. Now, CM Punk left back in 2014 because he was horribly used, he was beat up, and he was sick. Now, he's gotten himself better, he's actually going into the UFC and is hopefully going to win his fight and doesn't get killed. I really hope he doesn't get killed, but I desperately want CM Punk back in the WWE, and I know a lot of people do, thus they chant his name. Also, they're a bunch of smarks who really want to hijack the show. So there is the added bonus there of the chanting would stop if we brought CM Punk back. When Punk left, WWE had returned to trying to be the land of the giants, but now the product switched to more of an indie-focused style. A lot of guys Punk could have a lot of great matches with Kevin Owens, Sami Zayn, AJ Styles, or a great final match with Samoa Joe. All in all, CM Punk coming back could only be good. He's great on the mic, was great in the ring. I personally really like the guy, and yeah, that's why this is my opinion. So I'm sorry, Smarks, I like CM Punk unironically. But those are just my top 5. Please let me know who your top 5 people you want WWE to bring back. Also let me know that I'm completely wrong for not having all 5 of them be Damien Sandow or Ryback. I know there are a few people who want it to be Ryback. Until next time, please subscribe if you like what you see, and as well, hit the like button. I'd like you if you would, and maybe I'll include the guy you like in my next top 5. If you don't like this or you don't like my face, there's a button where you can sort that out around here somewhere. But until next time, that was a WWE What If Top 5.